Think about the last time you made a small mistake around other people. Your voice cracked, you forgot someone's name, you walked into a room and immediately felt out of place. How long did that feeling stay with you afterwards? And how long do you think it stayed with them? Hey there, I'm Paolo. I make videos about confidence, good habits, and the small things that tend to hold us back. There's almost always going to be a big gap between how long a feeling stays with you and how long it stays with others. Why? Because you're the center of your own experience. Every thought, every mistake, every awkward moment passes through your own head first. So when something slightly uncomfortable happens in front of other people, you feel it intensely. And because it's so loud inside your own head, you assume that it must be the same for other people too. But it's not. Definitely not. Psychologists actually tested this. They asked a group of students to wear an embarrassing t-shirt, the kind that nobody would want to be caught wearing, and asked them how many people they think would notice. The students guessed around half, but the real number was actually closer to a quarter. And even the people who did notice, they just forgot it within 5 minutes. Researchers call this the spotlight effect because you feel like you are constantly under a spotlight that everyone can see. In reality, most people have their own spotlight and they are too busy with theirs to pay much attention to yours. For example, when I was a teenager, I was convinced that whenever I walked anywhere, down a street, through a school corridor, or into a restaurant, everyone was watching me and judging the way I was walking like an idiot. So I was hyper aware of every step I took, the way I held my arms, and whether or not I looked too relaxed or too stiff. And the more I focused on it, the more everything felt unnatural. So my fear of walking weird was actually making me walk weird. That's the irony of the spotlight effect. It doesn't just make you uncomfortable, it can cause the very awkwardness that you're trying to hide. You're so focused on not looking nervous that you look nervous, so focused on not stumbling that you stumble. See, the spotlight you're hiding from is always following you precisely because you're always looking for it. Like when I first showed my friends a few videos of me playing the piano, I was certain they would notice every small mistake and every missed note. Nobody even mentioned it. The mistakes I agonized over were invisible to everyone but me. And even if they did notice, they didn't think it was a big deal. So how do you deal with it? Well, I'm not going to tell you to just stop caring what people think, because that's easier said than done. And it's not entirely possible anyway. I even made a video about it. The real shift is much simpler. Stop treating the feeling as reliable information. Because that's what most of us do. We feel watched, so we assume that we probably are. We feel judged, so we assume that the judgment is real. But that feeling is just your own attention. It tells you where your focus is, not necessarily where other people's is. So next time you leave a situation convinced that everyone noticed something you did, ask yourself one honest question. Would I even remember this if it had happened to someone else? The answer is almost always no. And if you wouldn't remember it, neither will they. And even if someone does notice and remember, you can be sure that they are not going to think about it as much as you are. Because the only reason the spotlight feels so real to you is that, well, you're the only one standing under it. Thank you for watching. And hopefully, next time this feeling shows up, you'll remember to question it before trusting it blindly. And if you like this kind of content, you can subscribe so you don't miss any new video. Thanks again for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.